Welcome to the cave where this afternoon the Mishawaka Network brings to you a matchup between the Plymouth Pilgrims, and the Mishawaka Cavemen here for some girls basketball. Got about 12 and a half minutes until tip-off, and alongside me is a little bit of a new face on air, but she was on air for a swim meet a few weeks ago, Kira Foley. Kira, how are you feeling about to do play-by-play for this girls basketball game this afternoon?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling confident. It'll be sure to be a good game.
Yeah, 100%. The girls basketball team here in Mishawaka trying to get back in stride here, get things back on track. They've had quite the losing streak so far. They haven't won in quite some time. It's getting in the double digits now, so they want to really snap that streak, get back on track, get back to winning. Coach Justin Overholser, the head coach of the Mishawaka Cavemen, has not been off to the greatest start. He's talked about it. They have a very young team. And they're coming off a lot of very, very tough teams playing. Just Thursday, they played Elkhart Christian, a pretty well-run basketball program. And then they also had Penn High School 2 days prior on Tuesday this past week. So it's been tough for them. They've been going through a lot, facing a lot of tough teams.
Yeah, I think it's been a hard run for them, but if they can just secure one win, then it'll give them the momentum to go further and get some more wins. And as you were saying, it's a pretty young team, but that can also work to their advantage because they have more time to train and work together and will advance and become better and better.
Yeah, 100%. A lot of these players are, sophomores, juniors, and some of them freshmen. So those freshmen, they still have 3 more years to develop and get even better. So they have a lot of time still wearing the Mishawaka uniform. You see on your screen here the Mishawaka Pep Band. They're just below us here. We're up in the crow's nest. The Pep Band is both exciting but also a little bit of a challenge for us, an obstacle for us broadcasters.
Yeah, it's hard when you're down the field trying to hear through headphones while the trumpet's blasting in your ear.
Yeah, it's 100% tough, but we love it. It brings a certain piece to the atmosphere that nothing else really can. It feels like an actual, good old sporting event when you get that band playing.
Yeah, it really energizes the crowd, gets them going.
Right, especially when the team is playing well. I mean, it just gets everything going, and you're kind of like, you kind of transform with everybody else into just this is your main focus, this basketball game this afternoon. So that'll be fun. But we'll get into a little bit of the basketball stuff. We talked to coaches Kira pregame. We talked to Coach Overholser first. He talked about lack of dribbling with the girls' heads up. So they're dribbling the ball, but they're not looking up, so they don't know where they're going. They're just concentrating on the ball handle, and that's that's resulting in missed opportunities. They're dribbling and looking at the ground and stuff like that. They may have somebody open on the left wing for a shot there, and it can result in points. And one thing we're seeing a lot is the Cavemen getting outscored. So hopefully they kind of tune that up a little bit.
Yeah, if they can seize those opportunities by keeping their heads up, then they should be able to get more points and hopefully take the lead and do better overall in the game.
On your screen, you have Tanasia Summers' stats from the Elkhart Christian Academy game this past Thursday. She won 6 from 11 from the field, ended with 15 points that night, and she went 1 for 1 from the three-point line, which is not bad. She's one of the lengthy players, so you usually don't see them being super successful from the three-point line, but she shot one and made one and scored 15 points for a team that kind of kept them in the game. Although they lost by double digits, the reason they were in that game mostly was because of Tanasia Summers. Moving on to Plymouth, we talked to Coach Overholser about some other things they were looking out for taking on an NLC team like this. They said that Plymouth has a lot of really good shooters, is what they were talking about, is what he was telling us pregame. So they're going to have to be careful and make sure that they don't let them just have open shots around the perimeter.
Yeah, we're going to need to focus really hard on defense to make sure we're blocking those shots.
Yeah, 100%. And a lot of things, the big thing about good shooters is their ability to get to their spot. So they know which part of the court is their hot spot, which is a place where they can barely miss. So they got to make sure, the Cavemen do, that they don't let them get to that spot, or when they do, they make it as uncomfortable as possible.
Yeah, hopefully they find their best shooters and find a way to shut those down. And if they can shut that down, then they'll be really good and have more opportunities on offense.
Right. And, Kira, we heard Coach O talk about how they're good shooters and stuff like that. We also heard the Plymouth head coach say the same exact thing. She's very proud of her team and talks about how she's got some really good rhythm shooters. It was Michaela Shalio is the head coach of the Plymouth Pilgrims girls basketball team. She talked about how it's very, very useful to have so many girls that are multi-sport athletes. The only player on the team that does not play another sport is Lydia Ray. So everybody else on her varsity roster plays another sport, and I think that's really huge. I think playing another sport besides basketball obviously helps you athletically, but also mentally.
Yeah, that's really important. It keeps you in a right mindset and keeps you working even in the off season, playing other sports, building camaraderie in other sports, and taking what they learn from their other sports and bringing that to basketball and learning from that.
Right, so you stay in shape and you're constantly in the routine of being in the sports season time after time, day after day. So we talked about the shooting. She said in particular the two players that are rhythm shooters are Maddie Sullivan and number 11, Chloe Horton. That's a senior and a freshman. Two of their rhythm shooters that can get hot from the perimeter. So the Cavemen better watch out for them. One thing they were talking about doing on the defensive end of the Plymouth Pilgrims, Coach Shalio said they want to pressure their guards. Millie Memolenti and Reese Brew, once the ball is in their hands, they're flying around the court trying to find opportunities to make and get points for the Cavemen. And their goal tonight is to make sure they handle the ball and don't give up more than 12 turnovers. So that's a pretty tough goal, but it's going to be a big one for them.
Yeah, I think it's really important to set those kind of goals because it pushes the team to do better, and it'll hopefully help them overall in their performance in this game.
We got two basketballs stuck in the hoop here. We see some Plymouth girls trying to get them both out.
I think they'll have to.
There we go. They got it. Camera angle is lacking a little bit, but we got it back here. We see the Plymouth Pilgrims are warming up. We've got about 5.5 minutes until tip-off. But, yeah, that's basically the gist here. We got a little bit more from Coach Shalio. We'll just say those things quickly. Number 10 for the Plymouth Pilgrims, Sophie Miller, averages about 10 points per game, so I had to look out for her tonight as well. She didn't list her as one of those rhythm shooters, so I'm assuming she'll be somebody that can do everything, and the Cavemen are going to make sure they eliminate her or at least limit her in some way.
Yeah, definitely. We've seen they have a lot of good shooters, and seems like a strong offense. So Mishawaka's really going to have to be strong in their defense today, and so that they have more opportunities on offense instead of just being on one side of the court.
We're going to give you guys a break from hearing our voice shortly, but first we're going to go over the starting lineups for this one. First off, number 2, Maddie Sullivan, a senior leader, listed at 5'6" at the guard position. Number 5, Lana Jones, also a senior, also at the guard position, will be starting for the Pilgrims. Sophie Miller, another senior, a lot of seniors on this roster. She's listed at 5'7", a guard/forward. Number 11, Chloe Horton, a freshman starter at forward, listed at 5'6", will be starting. And rounding it out at the guard position, Tinley Gantz, another senior guard, listed at 5'2", will round out the starters for the Plymouth Pilgrims this afternoon. So we heard 4 seniors, that's pretty crazy, and 1 freshman. So we'll see how they do this afternoon. Kira, who do we have for Mishawaka starters?
For Mishawaka, number 2, Reese Brew. She's in grade 11 with a height of 5'3", and she's in guard position. Number 10 is Millie Mamolenti. She's in grade 10, height of 5'3", and also in the guard position. Number 11 is Tanaya Summers. She's grade 10, height of 5'9", and in the guard/. Sorry, David, I'll need you to help me on that one.
Right here, we've got Tanasia Summers, and under here next up we've got Grace Matherly.
Yes, Grace Matherly, grade 11 with a height of 6 foot. She is a forward, I believe. Yep, forward. And for 24, Holly Shine, grade 11, height of 5'11", and a forward position. Yeah, so starters, pretty normal from what we see for the Cavemen, and we'll see how the starters perform for the Plymouth Pilgrims. We'll be back with tip-off with about 3 minutes left here on the Mishawaka Network with some girls basketball.
Forte Waterproofing is celebrating over 60 years of satisfied customers. Experience, innovation, hard work, confidence, pride, honesty, integrity, determined, committed to achieve excellence. Fix it with Forte. Fix it for good.
Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903. Some see a volleyball match. We see a student athlete learning how to be poised under pressure. Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903. Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit.
Forte Waterproofing is celebrating over 60 years of satisfied customers. Experience, innovation, hard work, confidence, pride, honesty, integrity, determined, committed to achieve excellence. Fix it with Forte. Fix it for good.
Welcome back here. If you're just now joining us, you joined us at a good time. We're about to start the national anthem, and we're going to go ahead and kick it off to Mr. Turton here, who will provide that for you.
And thank you to our partner, Culver's, providing value baskets to our officials this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem. Today's officials are James Coy, Mark McCammon, and Robert Lohman. Fans, today's IHSAA officials are trained, experienced, and licensed. They are not officiating today's game because of their desire. They are officiating today's game because of their desire to support our youth and their willingness to serve our community. Let's thank them here for being here tonight. Fans, 2025 marks the 50th anniversary of the IHSAA Girls Basketball State Tournament. Each year, over 4,500 female student athletes take part in adding to our unique Hoosier tradition. In 49 states, it's just basketball, but this is Indiana. Please join us in celebrating our student athletes and our 50 years of our game. Fans, please turn your attention to the court for the presentation of the starting lineups. First for the Plymouth Lady Pilgrims, number 2, Maddie Sullivan. Number 5, Lena Jones. Number 10, Sophie Miller. Number 11, Chloe Horton. And number 12, Tinley Gantz. And now the starting lineup for your Mishawaka Lady Cavemen. Number 2, Reese Brew. Number 10, Millie Mamolenti. Number 11, Tanija Summers. Number 12, Grace Matherly. And number 24, Holly Shine.
And now with that, an awesome rendition of starting lineups for the Mishawaka Cavemen and the Plymouth Pilgrims by Mr. Turton. Always doing a great job over there on the PA. And now we're going to go ahead and get started with tip-off. Basketball awaits. We're seconds away. The fun part begins now. Myself, Daniel Phillips, I'll be doing color commentary, and Kira Foley will be kicking us off with some play-by-play. And don't worry, viewers, you are in good hands. As Kira is completely capable. I can't wait to see how she does here.
All right, Mishawaka has the ball. Brew in possession, hands it off to Mamolenti. Mamolenti drives it down the court. Looking for an opening. Hands it off to Brew. Reese Brew hands it back to Millie Mamolenti.
Looks like the Cavemen are having a little bit of trouble moving the ball around inside.
So Summers has the ball now, passes it back to Mamolenti, trying to look for an opening. Summers has it, driving it in, shot, and it's no good.
That one no good off the bottom of the backboard. Not something you ever want to see.
Plymouth now has possession. Number 5 going in, takes a shot, and it's no good. Brew bringing it back down.
Number 5, that was Linda Jones on the shot. Somebody almost sunk that one.
Oh, there's a shot, but it's no good. 10 has the ball all the way down. There's a shot, and it's good. 10, that's Sophie Miller.
Nice little transition layup for the Pilgrims there. Get them on the board for the first time.
Brew driving it down the court. Going in for a shot, but it's no good.
Yeah, it looked like Brew tried to get it over to Holly Shine or lob it up there. It just got slapped by the Plymouth defense.
Summers now has the ball, is driving it in, attempts a shot, and it's good. That would be 2 points for Mishawaka. Plymouth now has the ball.
Really nice layup by Summers there, getting the Cavemen on the board for the first time this afternoon.
Gantz passes it over to Jones. Jones makes a shot, and it's good.
Really nice three there. Linda Jones had a shot earlier, didn't go in, went in and out, knew she was bound to make one.
Possession now lies with the Plymouth. They attempted three-pointer, and it's no good. Cavemen now have possession. Brew driving it down the court.
That was Maddie Sullivan, somebody that Coach Shalio of Plymouth said to watch out for. A good shooter. She just didn't convert on that one.
Millie Mamolenti now has the ball. Passes it over to Summers. Summers sends it in to Shine. Shine takes a shot, and it's no good. Plymouth now have possession. It's passes it to number 2, Sullivan. 10 passes it to 5. 5 takes a shot, and it's good. That is Lena Jones.
So Jones there, really nice shot. She's got 2 threes now. 6 of the Pilgrims' 8 points so far.
Looks like they had a good opportunity there. Shot by Matherly is no good. Brew regains the ball. Passes it back to Matherly. Matherly gives it to Mamolenti. Matherly now has the ball. Throws it into Shine. Shine gives to Summers. Summers attempts a shot, but it's no good. Summers takes possession of the ball. Looks like there's a foul called.
Yeah, will be a foul here. Number 12, that'll be of Plymouth, Tinley Gantz. That one kind of a little bit of a clear call. Trying to get the ball out of the hands.
Brew passes into Shine. Shine gives it to Summers. Summers all the way over to Mammolenti. Mammolenti drives it in, takes a shot, and it's no good. Shine now has the ball. Shine takes a shot, but it's no good.
And a foul call. I believe a loose ball foul. No, it'll be a push on Tenaja Summers, which means it'll go the other way. Pilgrim ball.
Ten now has the ball. Passes it back out to 12. 12 takes a shot, but it's no good. I'm sorry, that's 11, not 12. Another rebound, and that is good. That's number 5, Lena Jones again. Shine passes it in, but it's intercepted by 5. Takes a shot, but it's no good.
That was Jones, a really, really nice steal. She's been all over the place on both sides of the court.
Looks like Summers attempts a layup, but it's no good. Summers now has the ball again. Passes it over to Mammolenti. Mammolenti drives it in, but it's blocked by 11. Shine attempts a three-pointer, and it's no good. Plymouth now has the ball. All the way down to 10. Miller takes a shot, and it's good.
Timeout, Coach Overholser, Mishawaka, and that's a good timeout. After that big play, Sophie Miller just being able to sneak away, be right there all the way by the basket on the other side, lays it up and in. Quick points for the Plymouth Pilgrims. They lead by 10, score 12-2. We're going to go ahead and head to a break. Long timeout. Be back with the rest of this first quarter here on the Mishawaka Network.
Forte Waterproofing is celebrating over 60 years of satisfied customers. Experience, innovation, hard work, confidence, pride, honesty, integrity, determined, committed to achieve excellence. Fix it with Forte, fix it for good.
Some see a volleyball match. We see a student athlete learning how to be poised under pressure. Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
All right, and welcome back. The Cavemen have possession here, and I'll hand it off to Kira.
Shine gives the ball to Mammolenti. Mammolenti trying to drive it down the court. Hands it off to Shine. Shine gives it back to Mammolenti. Mammolenti attempts a shot, but it's no good. Brew recovers the ball. Tries a layup, and it's no good. Plymouth now have possession, being driven down the court by 11, Horton. Horton passes off to 5, Jones. Jones passes it to 10. 10 attempts a shot, and it's no good. Back to Mishawaka. Brew driving it down the court.
And that last came in possession when Bruce stole it and put it back up. That would have been a perfect opportunity. Huge defensive play by Brew. They just didn't capitalize.
Shine now has possession.
Got about 2
Passes
minutes
off
and
to
25 seconds left in this first quarter.
Brew passes it to Summers. So
And
the ball is out of bounds.
yes, and they'll say last touch by the Pilgrims, so it'll stay Caveman ball. We watch it here on our monitor, that replay, that pass over, Summers knocked out of her hands. Looks like that's number 12 of Plymouth, Chloe Horton, who knocks that one out. And now they'll call grab by Reese Brew.
It's now Plymouth possession. Number 5, Jones has the ball. Jones passes it to 3, Ray. Ray passes it to 10. 10 attempts a layup, but it's no good. Blocked by 21, Mishawaka, Young.
Yeah, so Kayla Young draws that, or commits that foul there. That one foul is drawn by number 10, Sophie Miller. As he said, she'll shoot 2 free throws now at the charity stripe. 2 minutes and 6 seconds remaining in this one. This first quarter, to be specific.
First free throw is no good.
And I think free throws, and I say it all the time, are so huge in the game of basketball because it's essentially free points. And I feel like they should just be like, muscle memory. And she kind of displays that there, making that second one.
Yeah, those extra points can go a long way. Brew throwing it all the way down the court to Summers. Ball's rolling around, but Plymouth now has possession. Number 5, Jones, passes it off to 10. 10 going in for a layup, and it's good.
So Miller, that nice layup there, able to get to the right block and just lay it up and in despite the contest.
Shine has the ball and passes it off to Mamalenti. Mamalenti driving it down the court. Takes a shot, and it's no good, but rebounded by Shine, still no good. Brew takes a shot, and it's no good. Plymouth now have possession. Number 3, Ray is taking it down the court.
Yeah, 2 offensive rebounds on the Caveman side there, and they had second chance points and third chance as well, and they just couldn't convert.
Number 5 takes a 3-point shot, and it's no good. 3 tries to rebound, and it is good. That's number 3, Lydia Ray. Mishawaka now has possession. Shine throws it into Summers. Knocked out of Summers' hands, but Shine recovers. It's now on Brew, driving it down the court. Passes it to Mamalenti. Mamalenti attempts to make a pass, but it's blocked by number 10.
That's going to go off number 10, Sophie Miller, out of bounds. So it'll stay Mishawaka ball. Really nice, athletic, and a weird play by Millie Mamalenti there, making sure her feet were in bounds and getting that pass over as you see on your screen.
Mm-hmm. Brew passing into Summers. Now Millie Mamalenti has it. Passes it to Matherly, excuse me. Matherly gives it to Summers. Summers drives it in, takes a shot, and it's good. That's 2 points for Mishawaka.
Summers kind of got a nice little break there. Traveling violation 100% could have been called.
Ray passes it over to 22. 22 passes it to 3. 3 passes it back to Jones. Miller now has the ball. She passes it to 22. 22 to 5. 5 to 12. 12 to 3. They're passing it all over. 10 out to 22 to 5. 5 takes a 3-point shot, and it's no good. Mishawaka now has possession. Summers driving it down the field, but that is the end of the first quarter.
Oh, that will be the end of the first quarter, Gary. And that one not the prettiest as far as Mishawaka's play on either side of the court. Defensively, they let Plymouth get away with a lot, and offensively, they just couldn't convert easy layups and things like that. They just couldn't get them to go down. But final after that first quarter will be 17-4. We'll take a break, be back with more Caveman Girls basketball on the Mishawaka Network. Welcome back to the Cave. You saw that wrestling promo. The boys are actually down in East Noble for the East Noble Invite. Pretty big tournament. And the girls participated in regionals yesterday. and where they found that 2 Mishawaka wrestlers would be moving on, girls wrestlers would be moving on to state. Those 2 wrestlers are Kaylee Smith and Annika Graylisk. Annika took 3rd place, but she'll still be wrestling in state, and Kaylee Smith won the whole thing.
Oh, it's very impressive. Great performance by Mishawaka. All right, looks like Plymouth has the ball. Number 3 attempts a shot, and it is good. That would be Lydia Ray. Brew driving it down the court. And
I'm not sure what the violation is there, but a violation will be called by the official. They'll say a foul here on number 12, Chloe Horton. Maybe a reach-in or something like that. So with that, Reesboro will inbound it.
passes it out to Matherly. Matherly keeps the ball in, but Plymouth takes possession. Number 5, Jones, is taking it down the court. Jones passes it out, and there's a shot, and it's good. That was by 11, Chloe Horton.
A really, really nice shot from the wing. By the way, 11 is Chloe Horton. My apologies. That foul was committed by Tylen Gantz early on.
Matherly taking it down the court, passing it off to 20. 20 takes a shot, but it's no good. That is Grace Betzer.
Really nice athletic play by Reese Brew, being able to save that one. Unfortunately, it falls into the hands of a Plymouth Pilgrim.
Horton passing it off to 5. 5 to 2 now has possession of the ball. 5 trying to drive it in, back to 2, and 2 attempts a three-pointer, but it is no good. That's Sullivan. 5, Jones. You'll have to excuse me, there's a lot of passing around. I can't seem to keep up with these numbers.
Really nice steal by Grace Matherly. And now Millie Mamelanti will walk it up the court for the Cavemen with 6 seconds left in this first half.
Bruno has the ball. Passes it over to Mamelanti. Mamelanti gives it to Betzer. Now Matherly has the ball. Matherly gives it to Mamelanti.
Moving screen is called an illegal screen. The Cavemen. So that means it'll go the other way. Kira, we talked about the record between these two. Obviously, the Cavemen not doing very well at all. Only 2 wins on the season. But the Plymouth Pilgrims are 9-6 in a very tough NLC conference. They're kind of showing the difference in record and just comfort and focus here early on with the lead that they have of 18 points.
10 attempts at a layup, and it's good. Mishawaka now has possession. Betzer driving it down the court. Betzer passes it to Mamelanti. Mamelanti going in, attempts a shot, but it's no good. Plymouth now has the ball. There's an attempted pass, but the pass goes out of bounds. Mishawaka possession.
Mishawaka doing exactly what they've been doing a lot of all season long, and that's turning over the ball. One thing, if we look at our stats, we saw early on pregame that their turnovers per game, those numbers were higher than their points per game or assists per game, which is not what you want at all.
Mamelanti now has the ball, looking for an opening, passes it to Brew. Brew passes it to Matherly. Matherly at a standstill, looking for an opening, passes to Mamelanti. Call is made.
Oh, yeah, they called there the violation on Grace Betzer, 3-second violation. You got to make sure you're not sitting in the paint for too long. Once you're in there for 3 seconds, as that official is counting every time, you get called for that violation, and it's a turnover.
And that little bit of hesitation just cost them the ball. Plymouth now has possession. 11 has the ball. Passes it. 21 now has the ball, passes it to 5. 5 to 10, Miller. Miller passes it to Jones. Jones now has the ball. looking for an opening here. Jones driving it in, attempts a shot, and it's good.
They're going to say no shot because there was a foul on the ground before shot took place, so it'll be Plymouth ball still, but no basket. That foul is going to be called on Mamalenti.
Attempted shot, but it's blocked, and now Brew's driving it down the court. Brew attempts a layup, and it's good. That's 2 points for Mishawaka.
Nice layup there by Reese Brew, kind of getting maybe things back on track, momentum back on the side of Mishawaka.
There's a long pass down the court, attempted shot by 10, but it was no good. Now Mishawaka has possession. Mamalenti with the ball. Mamalenti passed it to Summers, but it goes out of bounds, and that is Plymouth ball.
And that one here, I think, is kind of the fault of both Mamalenti and Summers. Mamalenti kind of threw that one a little high, but Summers just can't let that slip through your hands. Got to make sure you go up there, get it. She's got that length, secure it, and get an offensive possession going, maybe some points.
Number 2 passes it to Jones. Number 10 attempts a shot, and it's good. That's Sophie Miller.
So she'll have an opportunity to convert a three-point play. That shot just really calm and able to go in there despite the contest there. The really good defense from Betzer, but foul is drawn, makes contact. Ref's got to call that every time, and now she's going to convert a three-point play and extend that lead to 20 for the Pilgrims.
Mishawaka now has the ball. Mamalenti driving it down the court.
Scratch that. They got a 21-point lead. I was looking at the wrong scoreboard. Gotta trust Mr. Rendell. He's got it right. And they call a traveling violation there. So now
Plymouth has possession. Miller passes into Jones. Jones passes it to Sullivan. Sullivan to Horton. Horton to Jones. Jones, to number 21. She shoots the basket and it goes in, but there's a call.
Yeah, they'll call a blocking foul. I believe, yeah, no, they'll call a shooting foul there on the caveman, not a blocking. It will be in the air, not on the ground. So, 2 free throws.
First free throw is good.
Excuse me, that'll be 1 free throw because she did make the shot there.
Mishawaka now has possession of the ball. Mamalenti passes it to Summers, but Summers slips out of her hands and now is in Plymouth. 11 takes a shot, but it's no good. Mishawaka has the ball again. Brew driving it down the court, attempts a shot, but it's blocked by 10. That is no good. That would be a block by Sophie Miller.
Yeah, they're going to call a blocking foul on Sophie Miller. It's going to be on the ground, so that means it'll still be Mishawaka ball, and Reese Brew, the player that was fouled, will inbound it.
Summer now has the ball. Passes it to Brew. Brew attempts a three-pointer, but it's no good. Plymouth now has possession. It's Jones driving it down, but there's a foul called.
And not a good foul. Not a good foul at all. Got to be careful there. I mean, obviously, you need aggression. We say this a lot, too, on the broadcast. You need aggression, but it's got to be controlled. Another foul for the Cavemen brings them to their 5th of the second quarter, which means they've entered the bonus.
Yeah, you have to obviously be aggressive or else they're going to dribble right past you, but you have to be strategic about it. Make sure that you don't get calls like this because these extra points add up in the end and can make or break the game.
Right.
First free throw is up and it's good. That is by Jones.
Jones is just a good shooter in general. We see her on the outside. She's able to hit those mid-range. She's able to get in the post as well, and obviously free throw shooting. She's pretty good as well. She goes 2 for 2 on that trip.
Yeah, Plymouth seems to rely heavily on 5. Jones. Mishawaka now has possession of the ball. Mamalenti attempts a shot, and it's no good. Jones has the ball. Throws it down the field at 2, but it goes out, and is now Cavemen possession.
And that's a tough pass to make down the court, but you gotta, make sure you're putting in a lot more focus there. Maybe lob it instead of a chest pass. Maybe a long bounce pass, something that's a little bit more accurate and assures that you can convert that quick, easy layup, which they had sitting right there for him.
Summers now has the ball. Attempts a shot, but it's no good. Fighting for the ball.
Well, with their own teammate, actually. Maral Farin was trying to help her. I don't think she knew who it was. So they'll call a jump. Got some substitutions here.
Caveman now has possession. Brew will be throwing it into play.
Miller and Sheedy will take a seat for Plymouth. See some newer faces. Runyon is now in the game.
Shine takes a shot, but it's no good. It's now Plymouth ball. Jones taking it down the field. Long pass, but it's
They'll call a traveling violation on Holly Shine, and she does not like that call.
Very controversial call.
Yeah, fans not too happy about that one either.
Plymouth now has possession. Jones passing into play. 14 gives it 2-2 to Jones takes a three-point shot, and it's good.
And Maral Farin screamed as loud as she could to try to rattle Jones, but didn't do any good as she just made that shot all net.
Jones steals the ball, drives it down the field, attempts a layup, but it's no good.
And that one, she touched out of bounds. That one will go the other way. We got a minute 33 left in this first half. Score 37-6 in favor of the Plymouth Pilgrims. They lead by 21. No, excuse me, they lead by 31. Wow.
Cavemen now have possession. Millie Mamalenti taking it down the court. Mamalenti looking for an opening, hands it off to Brew. Brew takes a shot, and it's good. Possession now lies with Plymouth. 22 now has the ball. Attempts a pass, but it's stolen by Summers. Summers taking it down the court. Attempts a layup, and it is good. Plymouth now have possession.
So now about a minute left. The Cavemen have entered double digits, and they've cut down that lead to 27 now.
Horton has the ball, attempts a shot, and it's no good. Mamalenti throwing it down the field to Summers. Summers attempts a layup, and it's good. That's two in a row where Summers takes a long ball and gets a good layup on it.
Yeah.
Warner now has the ball, passes it off to Horton. Long pass over to two, that's Sullivan, and a call is made.
So with the Cavemen in the bonus with 5 fouls already, I believe this is their 6th of the quarter. She's going to go ahead and shoot 2 free throws instead of an inbound.
Cavemen definitely struggle with fouls.
Yeah, it's something that actually the boys team as well here at Mishawaka struggle with. That and turnovers are something that the two teams have in common. That first free throw is no good. That's Sullivan again at the charity stripe.
Second free throw is up, and it's good. Bruno has the ball, driving it down the court. Brew tries to pass it to Summers.
And that's a risky pass there. Foul call, and it's going to go the other way anyway, but she's going to go ahead and shoot those 2 free throws again. But you got to be careful. Reese Brew, she's one of their main distributors of the basketball on the Cavemen side, and you got to make sure you're making smart passes. If it's not there and your intended target is covered by 2 Plymouth Pilgrims, then do not make that pass. Find somebody else or move the ball around a little bit until they open up.
Yeah, you can't afford to be giving the ball away, especially when there are other plays that you could easily keep possession with. Number 2, Sullivan. Second free throw is up, and it's good. Cavemen now have possession. Shine throws it into Brew. Brew taking it down the court. Brew drives it in, attempts a shot, and it's good. Plymouth now has possession.
And clock winding down, puts the shot up, no good. that'll end the first half there. Score 39-14 in favor of the Pilgrims. Mishawaka kind of went on a little bit of a run there. They were stuck at 6 points for quite some time. Went on a run, scored 8 straight points almost. It was 6 straight, but seemed like 8 straight in that 90-second little pocket left in that that first half, man, all over the place this afternoon. But anyway, either way, Cayman are trailing right now by 25. Not the place they want to be in. They got to tighten up on defense, got to convert more on offense. Obviously, a lot of improvements that Coach O will go over in that locker room. But once again, final after that first half, 39-14. We're going to go ahead and hand it off to Paul Neidig for Commissioner's Corner, our IHSAA commissioner. I look forward to hearing a little bit about that.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports, here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Welcome back, everyone. Another great week with conversation with the commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Commissioner, hope you're doing well. Hope you were able to dig out from all the snow that we just had. It must be January, and it must be basketball season.
That's exactly right, Coach. And you know what would be it wouldn't be wintertime if we had a few days in there where we
Right.
we watch the old snow come down and we wonder if we're going to get to play a game or not. And you know, as we said before, it may slow us down for just a little bit while we have a little snow, but we always figure it out and get those games in and move right on through the season.
You mentioned the process. You mentioned the rule process. It's something that I don't think people fully understand. And this time of year is when this rule process or the proposal process begins. And it does start with coaches and coaches associations. And it's not just a decision made by the IHSA staff. The membership is intimately involved in every part of this process.
That's exactly right, Coach. You know, there's a couple mechanisms to change rules for the association. You know, many people think that I, as the commissioner, have the ability to wave my rule-making wand and change, and that's just not the way it works. You know, we have coaches associations that meet and listen to the coaches and survey the coaches and take information that they have and bring it back, and I can propose rules on behalf of coaches association, which I often do. And the other thing is every member school, we have 409 member schools in the state, and every principal of every school has the ability to make a recommendation for a rule change, and we certainly encourage that process. And we're in the process now of listening, and we've notified or will notify the schools soon that they can make rules proposals. And you know, it's so important that what's going on in different parts of the state have a voice to this organization, and that's what this process embodies. And then once the proposal is written, we take it around the state. I travel the state in the spring and talk about each rule proposal, and then our board of directors, who are elected by our member schools, we have 19 members of our representatives from around the state made up of superintendents, of principals, of athletic directors. They then have the ability to vote on these rules. Paul Neidig doesn't vote. Our board votes, and they can adopt a new rule or modify or deny a change. And so that's the way this process works, and it's worked well for quite a while, and we think it is a fair process, and it does have the ability to make changes as we need to.
I appreciate that explanation. I think it's important for people to have that knowledge, have that information, and understand that it is a membership-driven institution and that the commissioner does not have what we call elastic powers to be able to enact any rule change that he would deem necessary.
That's exactly right, Coach, and nor should I. You know, it's like anything else. There has to be a body of voice, and we have that in the state of Indiana, to where and a lot of people don't realize that our board is made up of small schools, large schools. We have representation from urban schools, or from urban individuals, from minority individuals, from a private school, female representatives. We've tried to take a wide approach to making sure that our board represents every state, every size school in the state of Indiana.
He's the commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. This is our weekly conversation about all things IHSAA related. Commissioner, great to talk to you as usual. Happy New Year. Be safe on the highways, and thanks for all you do for high school sports in our state.
Thanks, Coach, and I appreciate everything you do in support of student athletes.
Thanks for listening to The Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig and Coach Bob Lovell. And thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
Welcome back to the Cave. I am Matt Rendell here with the Mishawaka Network. You just heard the first half of some girls basketball between Plymouth and the Mishawaka Cavemen. We're going to get some stats on here right now. We got some new people running some new things, so we're going to get this going. You're going to hear myself along with Daniel Phillips here in the second half. Kira's got other plans, but she did a great job in the first half. So let's take a look at some stats here. The Mishawaka Cavemen have struggled again today, but they're, like Daniel said at the end of the half, they went on a little bit of a run there, but you can see right here, one of the really more impressive stats for the Cavemen, they've gotten a lot more shots up, which has been nice. 7 of 24 from 2 points, 0 for 3 from 3-point, 29% on their 2-point percentage. They haven't shot any free throws today, whereas you'll see with Plymouth there they have. Plymouth shooting a very efficient night, 9 of 15 from 2-point, 60%, 4 of 10 from 3 points. That's total 13 of 25. And then 7 of 10 from the free throw line. So the Mishawaka Cavemen trail by 25 here at halftime, as we got about 3.5 minutes until the start of the second half. We're going to take a quick break here. Cavemen trail 39-15 on the Mishawaka Network.
Forte Waterproofing is celebrating over 60 years of satisfied customers. Experience, innovation, hard work, confidence, pride, honesty, integrity, determined, committed to achieve excellence. Fix it with Forte, fix it for good.
Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903. Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Forte Waterproofing is celebrating over 60 years of satisfied customers. Experience, innovation, hard work, confidence, pride, honesty, integrity, determined, committed to achieve excellence. Fix it with Forte, fix it for good.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Welcome back to the Cave here at Mishawaka High School. We are in a long stretch of home girls basketball games as you saw them take on Elkhart Christian earlier this week. They took on somebody else before that, but they're back home on Wednesday as they will take on the top undefeated, one of the top-ranked teams in the state in the Warsaw Tigers here at the Cave. But right now we're back to second half of basketball into the third quarter as it is going to be Cavemen trailing by 25 here. Matt Rendell here with Daniel Phillips as we are underway in the second half as the Cavemen get a turnover, and it'll be their ball heading from your left to right. Millie Mamalenti with the ball here as they try to get something going. They went on a little run as there's going to be a travel, though, on Mamalenti as the Cavemen off to a rough start here already in second half after they got a turnover. They turn it right back over to the Pilgrims.
Hey, Mr. Renner, when did you get here?
No, I've been here. I've been running the scoreboard. Not doing a great job, but
yeah,
we're getting better. I'm trying to do stats, scoreboard. It's a whole thing. Reese Brew with the foul there as we are just into the third quarter. Cavemen trail 39-14. That'll be the first foul on the Cavemen this quarter. Fouls have been a big problem. Lots of fouls against Elkhart Christian. And then tonight, they've given up some free throws on those fouls. Looks like it's going to be a jump ball there as it's good hustle. The one thing you can't question has been the Cavemen's spirit and their kind of hustle.
Yeah, I mean, you have to have hustle. If not for hustle, I don't think they've won the 2 games that they have so far this season. You need that. And that's something that you can't really teach. You know, it's something that, you know, you bring to the game yourself.
Yeah, so one foul now on the Cavemen. Nia Johnson comes in the game. Reese Brew picked up her third foul. She's been in foul trouble a lot recently. Tanasia Summers takes a fall. No call as that's going to be a turnover. First points of the half go to number 5, Lena Jones, who's had a good game so far.
Lena Jones has been tearing it up so far on both sides of the court. Got a few steals and got 15 points now. Next to her name.
And that's going to be out of bounds. Millie Mamalenti trying to break that press on her own and could not as she will turn the ball over to the Plymouth Pilgrims. And we talked about this before, but breaking a press is about passing, not about dribbling. And the Cavemen are trying to dribble through that press.
Yeah, and that's what's getting them in trouble. It's resulting in more turnovers than they commit regularly on average.
And turnovers have been a huge problem. The tip pass by Summers, but it's caught by the Pilgrims, number 11, Horton. It'll be Sullivan back up top. Jones going to reset. Jones has been a key contributor here all season, but especially tonight as the Cavemen drop into their 2-3 zone. Off the screen at the top of that zone. Jones takes the long 2 and scores.
Except for that first miss on her first shot of the game, I don't think I've seen the ball go anywhere but through the net for Jones so far.
Well, I'm surprised there wasn't a carry called there, but the 2-pointer is no good from Mamalenti, and then long by Holly Shine. Another offensive rebound. One thing the Cavemen have done really well today is get offensive rebounds. They've taken a lot of shots. They just haven't seen a lot go in. The drive is up, no good. They're going to call a foul. I think they're going to call that on the shot. Yep, 2 shots for Millie Mamalenti coming up.
Yeah, like you said, a lot of offensive rebounds for the Cavemen. It's about, converting, finishing the job there. They've had second chances and then a third one and then sometimes a fourth one, and they're just not converting.
Yeah, and that's been their struggle all year is getting points on the board. They're averaging just under 25 points a game, closer to 20 probably now for the last couple of games. And now they're really struggling with turnovers. And when your opponents are scoring 40, 50, 60 points and you're about to play one of the best teams in the state in the Warsaw Tigers, you're going to have to try to make something happen. First free throw of the game for the Mishawaka Cavemen is up and good. by Millie Mamalenti, and that'll be helpful if you can get shots at the line.
Right, 100%. And we talk about it all the time. They're essentially free points, so you got to make sure you capitalize.
And the expectation can't be to make every one as Millie Mamalenti makes the second, but you got to make most of them. And nobody's passing the ball in for Plymouth. And I was surprised they weren't counting there. Nobody was counting on that out of bounds. But what a steal by Matherly. Can't she find her man? She gets it up to Summers, and Summers scores.
What a sequence there. Beautiful play by the Cavemen.
43-18 is the score now for the lead for the Plymouth Pilgrims. And that was a great steal, and another steal by Matherly, and she again finds Summers. Summers goes up. This got to be a travel, yeah. Almost a jump ball, but the swipe down there by number 12, Tinley Gantz, wasn't long enough. She didn't hold on the ball, get that jump ball, and that's another turnover. But a great sequence by the Cavemen. It's 1-3-1. I mean, it's not really a 1-3-1, but it's this kind of trap zone by the Cavemen is broken fairly easily as that shot's up and no good.
That 1-3-1 zone is something that Coach Shalio of Plymouth talked about attacking viciously after watching film on the Cavemen all week.
Yeah, and you see it there, and there's that attack. Good passing out of that trap by the Pilgrims. Gets it to number 12, Gantz, who puts up the shot and gets fouled.
And not only have the Cavemen been committing a lot of fouls, but really more so they've been letting the Plymouth Pilgrims draw more fouls than they should be able to.
Yeah. Pilgrims 7 of 10 from the line in the first half. They're going to take one here as she gets that one to go. That's Gantz's first points of the game. As Brew comes back in with those 3 fouls, Holly Shine will go to the bench. This is a pretty small lineup for the Cavemen. They have some size. Matherly's pretty tall. Summers is pretty tall. Shine's pretty tall, but they haven't been able to capitalize on it. For a second, free throws up and good as Gantz gets 2 points on the board for the Pilgrims.
Got about 4 minutes and 50 seconds left in this third quarter.
Turnover there by the Cavemen. Gets it over to Gantz in the corner way too long as that's going to be rebounded by Brew. And Brew again just dribbling through. She tried to pass out of that trap before, turned it over. So this time she gets it across half court. Summers finds Matherly wide open. Easy layup in. It's good. Grace Matherly gets the Cavemen on the board again, and that gets them to 20 points on the game.
Cuts down that Pilgrim lead to just now 25.
And wide open three-pointer, this time from number 11. That's Horton. Can't get it to go. Offensive rebound stolen away. So Pilgrims have gotten cold from 3. And the Cavemen trying to capitalize down 25. They're looking for Matherly. I think they need to look harder at it, but a big drive and score, this time from Reese Brew.
Huge bucket there. Reese Brew getting her hands dirty a little bit, driving in.
Yeah, I mean, she saw she beat her man off the dribble, got to the hoop, got the foul, and that'll lead to a timeout from Coach Shalio and the Plymouth Pilgrims. Cavemen trail 45-22. We'll be back here on the Mishawaka Network.
Some see a volleyball match. We see a student athlete learning how to be poised under pressure. Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Welcome back to the Cave here. Matt Rendell with Daniel Phillips. You hear the band. They are hyped. They are going faster and faster here on this song. But we are getting ready to come out of this timeout. Cavemen only scored 4 points in that first quarter. They scored 10 in the second, and they've already scored 8 here in the third. So at this rate, I think they might win the game.
They might. You never know. We've seen crazier things in high school basketball.
There's still just under 4 minutes left here in the third quarter. Cavemen now trail by only 23. And then we've talked a lot about the running clock, 35-point lead. And right now the Cavemen look like they're going to stay clear of that, at least for a little bit, as Reese Brew will try to convert the three-point play at the free throw line. Free throws up and good. She does. Cavemen now trail 45-23 here in the third quarter.
Mr. Renner, I think the one thing the Cayman defense especially needs to be aware of is this. The Plymouth Pilgrims getting hot. They talked about how they're very, very good. Coach Alio talked about how they have a lot of rhythm shooters, Jones being one of them.
Well, and this is a different type of defense that came in. It's a 2-3 zone, but they're really extending that bottom third. As that three-pointer's up and long, no good. Rebound to Reese Brew. Cavemen bring it up. The press has really hurt the Cavemen a lot this year. No press on that possession, as it'll be Mamalenti dribbling it out. Over to Matherly. Over to Brew. Brew drives. This is her shot when she can drive in. Out to Johnson. Mamalenti's going to take the three. It's up. It's just no good. It looked good for a second, but no good. And that's going to be rebounded by the Pilgrims. A couple new players in for the Pilgrims, but Lena Jones is not one of them. She takes the three. It's good.
I mean, all of her made shots have been all net, I believe.
You cannot leave Lena Jones. She has made 4 3-pointers on 6 attempts as there's a steal by Jones. That looked like a hook. No call. It's up and good. Jones scores again, this time 2 and the foul.
Wow. She's playing some basketball right now, 22 points.
Well, and she got away with a little hook. She kind of hooked around, but no call. And ref's in a position where he doesn't see that necessarily either on the turnover. So that press really hurting the Cavemen as the Lena Jones herself goes on a quick 5-0 run as she can't convert from the free throw line. She's done almost everything right today, though. Leading scorer on the game with 22 points is Lena Jones, as Mamalenti almost dribbles right into a trap, but she brings it back out. Johnson with the ball over to Matherly. Almost traveled, no call. Reese Brew now with the ball. Reese Brew and Mamalenti both dribble that ball real hard right there, putting that ball on the ground with some pace. We got 2 players posting up in the same position, and that's where basketball IQ comes into play, as Mamalenti can't get to go, but is going to line to shoot 2.
Yeah, like you said, basketball IQ. I mean, not only does it look a little funky, but you also got to be spacing it out. Space out the court. Give the ball handler a lot more options.
And part of that's Johnson doesn't play a ton of varsity minutes. She's played more recently, but she just hasn't been able to get it to go. And Mamalenti gets the first free throw to go as Shine comes in for Brew. One thing I've noticed, though, tonight with the foul trouble with Brew and all of that, Samari Smith hasn't played at all here this evening. First free throw was no good. Second one is up, and that one is good. So Cavemen, when they've gotten to the line here in the third quarter, they've converted 4 or 5 from the free throw line. No free throws taken by Mishawaka in the first half. 2:12 to play here in the third quarter. Pilgrims with the ball, lead by 26. Cavemen had cut that to 21. That shot is up and good. A good-looking 2-point shot from Tinley Gantz. Makes it 52-24.
Okay, we got to be careful. They're trailing just by 28 right now.
And again, 2 Cavemen players in the same position in the corner, and that's where you don't want to be, as that's almost stolen away. And neither player is going for the ball. Mamalenti gets it, dribbles, and good job dribbling that as she stands up. If you just stand up, that's a travel. And almost thrown away again by Johnson. This will be Shine into the corner. Matherly. Ooh, a good back cut there by Johnson, but they don't find her. Mamalenti over to Johnson. 2 players in the same spot again. And they're going to call a push this time on Gantz, it looks like.
So right now, the Pilgrims are definitely trying to extend their lead, get it closer and closer to that running clock. But you also don't want to play too aggressive, you know. Keep letting the game come to you.
Well, and the game has really come to Jones today.
Yeah, it really has.
Lena Jones has played amazing, as that shot up by Matherly's no good. She's got 22 of the 52 Plymouth points tonight. I guess this afternoon. It's not quite the evening. Great pass inside, then stolen away by Shine. It was a good first pass into the lane, but then the second one goes right to Holly Shine as the Cavemen get the turnover. Mamalenti bringing it up the court. They're clearly trying to pressure Mamalenti into her left hand. Almost a carry. She's had that problem recently. Pass to Shine. She takes the fadeaway too. That's short, but Matherly's right there for 2. No good. As Summers and Shine take a tumble, Johnson gets the ball and scores. Jones is going to take her time, only 35 seconds. I think they're going to play for one last shot, as Coach Chalio is telling them to kind of extend their offense out. Back to Jones. I think Coach Overholtz is going to let them take that last shot too. 20 seconds and counting. I expect them to start their offense here with about 15 or 10 seconds left. Here we go. Jones over to the wing. Back to the other wing. This is Ray, who played a lot of JV minutes here tonight. Jones got it. 5 seconds left. Ray's going to take the three-pointer. It's up, and it's good. Lydia Ray hits the three right before the buzzer as the Plymouth Pilgrims will go to the break here. 55-26 as we head to the fourth quarter here on the Mishawaka Network.
Forte Waterproofing is celebrating over 60 years of satisfied customers. Experience, innovation, hard work, confidence, pride, honesty, integrity, determined, committed to achieve excellence. Fix it with Forte, fix it for good.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Welcome back to the Cave here on the Mishawaka Network. I'm Matt Rendell along with Daniel Phillips here. Daniel, the Cavemen have got a little better on offense, but a little worse on defense as the game has gone on. What have you noticed about the Cavemen tonight?
Well, I mean, we see a lot of things, just basketball IQ we're talking about. You got to make sure, yes, you want multiple people on the ball, especially on Jones, but you also have to space out and make sure that Plymouth isn't able to just attack those easy, open guys and capitalize and get easy points. It's just...
Yeah, well, they had some confusion. The arrow is pointing towards the Cavemen, but they were about to give the ball to Plymouth. So they have got it figured out. Mishawaka ball here to start the fourth quarter. They trail by 29, and the Cavemen are going to have to come up with some big stops, and especially stop Lena Jones.
Right, and she just have those open shots and ability to create shots. You just got to kind of limit her as much as you can.
And it's been nothing but net. That's tipped away by Ray as Mamalenti almost turned the ball over, but it'll be Caveman ball here, and that's a bad spot to be passing the ball in from. Ball's passed in, but taken away by Ray as she will drive up the court. She throws it over, and that's going to be stayed in bounds somehow as number 22, Olivia Warner, got a hold of it, but stolen away by Summers, and they're going to call Jones with the foul. First foul of the quarter as it'll be on the Plymouth Pilgrims. Only Jones is second, and I imagine she won't be playing the entire fourth quarter would be my guess as well. She's had a big game, and like you said, nothing but net on all those shots she's made.
Brew, three, deep, no good.
Brew couldn't get it to go on her first three-point attempt of the night. And Summers is going to extend that pressure again. This is a 1-3-1-ish zone. There's a big block there by Matherly as she'll come away with the ball. Cavemen still trail by 29. No points so far in this fourth quarter. As Summers will try to get, she thought about taking the three, but defense is right there. Mamalenti takes one dribble over to Summers. Warner on her. That looked like a foul, no call, and that's going to be a turnover.
Viewers, you may have saw Grace Matherly with her hand up that whole possession. She feels like it's a mismatch, and she's able to get some points, capitalize on her matchup here.
Good pressure there by Matherly as the shot from Megan Overmeyer doesn't go, and that'll be tipped out of bounds over to the Cavemen.
Mr. Warner, I think one thing you got to worry about if you're Coach Overholser or a player on the Caveman team is Summers does not convert on that layup. Back up by Matherly, smacked out of her hands, out of bounds.
Yeah, and that's out of bounds over to the Cavemen, but you got to make those. If you're Tanisha Summers, you had a real good look. Matherly had an even better look, and they haven't been able to get those to go. That's going to be a 30-second timeout by the Mishawaka Cavemen. We're going to stay here, talk a little upcoming broadcasts, other things going around Mishawaka as we have this short break. First, next broadcast, you guys can tune in on Wednesday night. A weird night for basketball here from the Cave, but it'll be Wednesday night here at the Cave as the Mishawaka Cavemen girls basketball team will be taking on Warsaw. We did some research yesterday.
Yep.
Warsaw is very good.
Very good.
They've got a big game coming up. I don't know if that's today or if that's against Northridge, who's also a top 10 team. So we'll definitely talk about that as that's a huge game in the NLC. Cavemen are trying to get on the NLC board, but they haven't been able to this year. And then we'll have boys basketball against Wawasee next Friday, so make sure you turn in for that. We've only got one more wrestling broadcast of the year, and then it's all basketball as we head into the end of winter sports here. Band is so loud.
It's very loud.
It's fun when the band's here, brings a good energy as the Cavemen will inbound the balls. It's to Matherly. She takes a good looking shot. It's up no good as she's going to be called for over the back. I didn't see the call, but I assume that is the call, yes. Over the back on the Cavemen, that'll be their second foul of this fourth quarter. 6:31 to play. Cavemen have been in trouble all game after trailing 17-4 at the end of the first quarter. But they have looked better at some spurts, which is always good to see. You want to see your team improving, and I think Coach Overalter is seeing that. Man-to-man defense by the Cavemen as Jones breaks that easily as it'll be passed in. It's up no good, but Betzer's going to be called with the foul. Sophie Miller couldn't get that to go, but she's going to go to the line. She's got 12 points on the game. She hasn't taken anything outside of 2-pointers and 3 free throws. She is 5 for 7 from the floor as she gets that free throw to go. That puts her 3 for 4 from the free throw line. No, the band's getting into it down here. They got some SpongeBob chant going, it sounds like.
Yeah. I mean, hey, if it works, it works.
Do your thing. Second free throw's up no good as it is now a 56-26 game. I can do that math. 30-point lead for the Pilgrims.
That's some tough math. Good job.
Listen, I haven't taught math in 8 years. We'll see how we do. Mamalenti thought about the three, couldn't get it up, gets that 2-pointer up. It's off the back rim, no good. Good save by Matherly. What a grab there by 21 Eva Sheedy. And that layup is up and good. An easy fast break layup for Miller. I know Dave Rendell would love to see that 35-point lead so he can get that clock running, but it is a 32-point lead right now for the Pilgrims.
Surely Dave Rendell has nowhere else to be.
No. It's just easier. Mamalenti over to the corner to Matherly, and you don't want to pick up your dribble there. Matherly does have a big size advantage, almost stolen away, but Mamalenti comes away with the ball. Over to Bruce. She thought about the three, almost traveled. Great drive, great layup, no good. Rebounded to Miller. It is Jones. Easy look up to Ray. Ray can't handle it. Out of bounds, Caveman ball, but that's the look. If you can complete that pass, that's another easy layup. And the one thing we've talked about that other teams have done, the Cavemen have not, is convert on those easy layups.
Right, and actually there's been a few instances where there are some overthrown passes, cross-court, and stuff like that. So the Plymouth Pilgrims could probably be up by 40-something points right now.
Looking down there on the floor, Betzer with the ball. I would love to see some great photos being taken by Cam Stokes. There she goes. She was ready. She heard me. It was like intuition down there. Sophie Miller gets it over half court, over to Ray. Ray played really good minutes in that JV game, as it'll be Jones, clearly the leader of this team here tonight. Great move as they get that wide open three-pointer. That's up no good off the front rim, but a great look from Warner. Stolen away. I'm surprised there's no foul as Matherly goes down. 2-pointers up no good. And that's going to be taken away. It's going to be a foul on somebody. Ref's taking his sweet time. 5. So that's going to be Jones's third foul. They're going to say some sort of reach-in foul as Jones will go to the bench in favor of Chloe Horton. 4:27 left in the fourth quarter, which means 4:27 left in the game. 58-26 lead for the Pilgrims. Again, I think you talked about this. This is Plymouth Pilgrims for the basketball teams.
Yep.
As opposed to the Rockies, which we had in football season twice. Great driving layup there from Reese Brew. Gives the Cavemen 2 more. Reese Brew's had a big second half.
She has.
She's only missed 2 of her shots from 2-point range here tonight. She just needs to get to them more. And really, most of them have been that left side of the rim layups. 58-28, Pilgrims with the ball. Great inside look. She's been in the lane a long time. That three-pointer is up and good. Good looking shot there from Horton as she gets that to go. Extends the lead to 33. We are right on the precipice of a 35-point lead and running clock. Cavemen trying to prevent that from happening.
This Plymouth defense getting very active and physical. And they're not fouling too much either.
No, they're right there at every pass, and that's a really bad look from Betzer as it's turned over. Horton takes the 3, and that is no good off the front of the rim. Good rebound by Brew. Brew's done a great job rebounding, too, as a smaller guard. She's going to drive in, picks up her dribble. She needs to find somebody, and good defense, but they're going to call foul. I think she got too much into the space there of Reese Brew, as that foul's going to be on number 11, Horton.
Yeah, you got to be careful. You know, you want to put pressure on the Cavemen because you know how they're going to react, but still, you don't want to foul.
Got some subs coming in for the Plymouth Pilgrims. You got Peyton Ellinger, who played in that JV game, coming in. Also number 14, Lillian Runyon, who's played some minutes tonight. And then somebody else came in. 34, Megan Overmeyer, also in the game. Matherly drove in, but just took one too many steps. And you see Coach Overholzer saying, when you drive, you got to come to that jump stop. That's going to prevent you from picking up that pivot foot.
Yeah, there are certain things. People may be wondering about the Cavemen unsuccess so far this season. I mean, it's just inexperience. They got to get used to playing the game of basketball.
Well, and they lost 2 very impactful players, especially that guard play last year from some of those seniors. Three-pointer's no good by Horton as the floater's up, no good from Reese Brew as she got hit in the face, it looked like. She's kind of looking at her nose there. Ray comes away with the ball. She brings it up court. She's wide open. Surprised she didn't take that. Overmeyer with the shot. Matherly there with the block. Betzer with the ball. She double dribbled.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know. That might have been tipped away, though.
I think you might be right as well. I mean.
But it looked like a double dribble.
It did, yeah.
Mamalenti, Matherly, Betzer go to the bench. In place of them come the 2 seniors, along with number 41. That's Jamie Goulias. So Samari Smith into the game for the Cavemen. Also into the game, Kayla Yon. And then Jamie Goulias. Ball out for the three-pointer. That's Runyon. She's close on the line, but that's off the backboard. No good as Johnson gets the rebound. 2 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Cavemen trail by 33. Brew off to Smith, off her knee, but she comes away with it. Big cheer coming from the Plymouth bench as that three-pointer's up. No good on the line drive. Runyon with the rebound. Must be a big ovation for somebody coming into the game. I'm not sure who that is. I don't see a number. But Merrill Farhan over there ready to come in for the Cavemen as well. 1:30 left to go in the fourth quarter. Horton thought about the 3, doesn't take it. Ray over to Runyon. She thought about it too. And that's stolen away by Johnson. Just a lazy pass there by Runyon. As she almost traveled, but they were telling her to dribble. She got it off to Brew just in time. Brew will get it off to Smith. Smith drives in, taken away. As it's Horton, she's fouled by Johnson. That's just a hustle play by Johnson. You'll take those fouls any day, especially with 1:05 left in the game.
100%. You're down 33 points. I mean, like you said, just a good hustle play. We got some subs coming in.
Yep.
We're all firing. Check in for the Cavemen.
In for Plymouth is number 22, Olivia Warner, and also number 30. That's who the big cheers for. I do not know who that is because that number 30 is not on our varsity roster. I know she played in JV, but I'm not sure. And they want her to shoot the ball. Warner drives in, gets it over to Ellinger, who drives in, puts it up. It's off the side of the backboard. No good. And that's going to be a foul on the ground on the Cavemen. Only their 4th, so no free throws. 53.2 left to play in the fourth quarter. Daniel, looking ahead, we got Warsaw coming into the game. It's going to be a tough game for the Cavemen, but we're looking forward to seeing a really good Warsaw team.
Yeah, 100%. It's somebody who on any girls basketball website you can look at is that shot is no good. They're ranked number 1.
Yeah, they're in terms of metrics, I think they might be ranked 3rd in the polls. But Smith is going to go all the way coast to coast up, no good off the back of the rim. 38 seconds left to play. Cayman need to try not to foul here. Right now, you've got 4 fouls. You don't want to give up easy points at the free throw line with only 30 seconds left. Plymouth with some backups, some JV players in the game. They're going to run a play. I think they want to try to get some shots for some players that don't play very much. Almost stolen away. 15 seconds left in the game. We're down to 10 seconds.
Gotta put something up. I guess I know they're draining clock.
5.
But
And I think they're just going to let it roll out as they will hold on to that ball, and that'll do it here from the Cave. Mishawaka Cavemen fall to the Plymouth Pilgrims 61-28 as Plymouth gets their 10th win of the season. Daniel, you announced all the game. I was doing graphics for the first half. I'm here announcing in the second half. What did Plymouth do to get this big win here tonight?
Well, feed Lena Jones the ball 100% is
absolutely.
one of the big things. But also, you know, less mental mistakes in the Cavemen. I mean, a lot of those mistakes you see a lot, turnover, posting up on the same side, being in the same position at the same time, not spacing out the floor, fouling a lot, things like that. They did that less or not at all, and that was a huge thing. And after that first quarter where they outscored the Cavemen by 14 and just kept separating, or 13, excuse me. The separation just grew and grew, and they win by 33 points when it's all said and done.
Yeah, it was kind of a gradual increase as the game went on. Yes, it was 13, but then it got 20, and then it got 25. And the Cavemen had a couple runs in there, like you said, at the end of the second quarter. In the third quarter, they cut it to 21 at one point in the third quarter, but then three-pointer by Lena Jones, steal, layup, and one by Lena Jones there. So Jones is definitely the player of the game here tonight for this matchup. But we are in for some big-time basketball next week. We got girls taking on Warsaw, one of the best teams in the state, a team looking to make a run at a state championship. And then we'll have the boys taking on Wawasee. The boys played Plymouth last night. Do you know how that went for them?
I do not.
Let's find out. Daniel, we had some wrestling updates you told us about. 2 girls wrestlers going to take on the state competition. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so Kaylee Smith, somebody who's a senior and been waiting for girls wrestling to be sanctioned, is now sanctioned, and now they're able to wrestle. And she won first place in regional yesterday. And Annika Grayless, a freshman, daughter of head coach Yancey Grayless, took 3rd in regional, and she'll also be wrestling in state. So pretty big day for the girls wrestling program over at regionals.
Yeah, and Annika Grayless lost to the number 1 ranked wrestler in the semifinals, so we'll see how she can do as the 3 seed. We'll see what the draw looks like. And Kaylee Smith, KK Smith out here, she won by fall. She got a pin in the final, so she is going to be the 1 seed, which is where you want to be. We talk a lot about wrestling because the boys team has such a big history, but in those wrestling tournaments, in those state tournaments, you want to be the higher seeds. If you get stuck in the 3 and 4 seeds, you might have a bad draw. The Cavemen boys are at East Noble today in what they call an individual invitational, where you're not a team versus team, you're on your own. Yes, you score team points, but a lot of these tournaments are our team faces their team and then our team faces another team, but that's not what they're looking at. They were disappointed not to be invited into the team state tournament, which is today, so they picked up that East Noble invite. The boys team went up against Plymouth last night, fell 61-39, so not too different from the girls team here today. Both teams gave up 61 points, which is a coincidence of anything else. But the boys team will be at home. Their next game isn't till Friday, as they'll be taking on Wawasee. So they've got about 6 days here, try to regroup, maybe take tomorrow off, come back on Monday, and get ready for that next Friday. So our first big Friday basketball game of the year. We haven't had a lot of Friday games, so that'll be an exciting one here at the Cave, as you can check that out here on the Mishawaka Network. We will be here bringing that to you next week. Daniel will be on the call for at least the boys game. We'll see about the girls on Wednesday. I'm going to be here Wednesday. I'm missing trivia Wednesday. Wednesday's usually my trivia night. So
Man, that's tough.
I'm telling you. Thanks for tuning in here tonight. Any final words, Daniel?
Yeah, if you see Mr. Rendon in the hallway, give him your condolences for having to miss trivia night on Wednesday. And in more serious news, Cavemen still trying, both programs trying to get back on track.
Yep.
You know, young teams, inexperienced teams, really trying to get it going. And both coaches in Bodie Bender and Justin Overholtz are just trying to, build up that culture, try not to let the spirit of the team break.
That's huge, yeah.
Big thing.
Yeah, when you got young players, you got to, how do we build them up, right? With also coaching hard. We know we've got to coach them hard. Hey, we're making these mistakes. We got to stop. But we can coach them hard while still saying, hey, we got to be in this together. We got to be a team. And you see that kind of with the girls. With the boys, we haven't had a lot of games here, so we will see how they do next Friday. But the girls, you see their spirits are usually pretty high. You see them in the hallways. You talk to them. And they've had a tough year, but we'll see how they do on the finishing stretch. Again, next Wednesday, Warsaw versus Mishawaka girls basketball here from the Cave. Next Friday, it'll be Wawasee Warriors coming to town to take on the Mishawaka boys team. So with that, I'm Matt Rendell here with Daniel Phillips. Thanks to all the crew here tonight, doing a good job. We'll be back next Wednesday. Thanks for tuning in to the Mishawaka Network. Have